Welcome back. I'm glad you could join me, and I'm glad I can actually be out here to do something. It's still not real nice out, but it's, well, compared to what it has been, it's a whole lot warmer. I think it's minus single digits it's supposed to hit today. I don't know what it currently is. Last time I checked, I think it was still about minus 15 or something. So that's Celsius, so that's not horrible. That's still above 0 Fahrenheit. Not ridiculous, not summer by any chance, and apparently we only got, today is going to be that nice, tomorrow is going to be, well, tolerable maybe, and then we're back into the deep freeze again, so hopefully I can accomplish something today, because I haven't even worked with this guy in over a week since it turned nasty. Okay, so I am going to try today to do a demo that I've been wanting to do for a while. And I'm honestly not all that sure how well this is going to work out. Of course, he's in my way again. We haven't worked with this horse for, well, close to a week and a half because of the ridiculously cold weather that we've been having. And after today, we might not be able to work with him much more again, maybe a little bit tomorrow. After that, we're back into the deep freeze. So anyhow, I want to show you something that's really important when it comes to mounting, is a horse that'll actually stand still. Now, there's a couple of different ways to get your horse to stand still, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. But in the case of what we're doing today for the purpose of mounting, and this is going to be a rather difficult video in a way because I'm not quite sure where I should be or where the camera should be or any of that stuff. I got the mounting block sitting right behind me here. I'm going to have the horse in front of me so I can face you while we're doing this, but you still might not really get to see all that well what we're actually doing, unfortunately, because, well, there's just, unless I could have a camera way up over there somewhere. But, excuse me, sir, you're in my way again. But unless we have a cameraman, trying to get decent angles sometimes is quite a challenge. We don't have like scaffolds up there or something. We have an observation room over there that's elevated, but trying to do videos through the window of that thing does not work well. I've tried it. No. So anyhow, we're going to do the best we can here and show you what we want to show you. And I'm not sure if this is going to be far enough back, actually. No, I don't think so. We're going to have to back up a little bit more yet so that you actually get a good view of what we're doing. Now, in order to get your horse to step to the mounting block, you're probably going to have to repeat this process quite a few times. And this can be done on the fender of a trailer, standing on a fence, although that would be a little more awkward because you'd probably want to try and hang on to something. This is, I find, a little better, but you know, there's no one right way to do things. You can use your imagination, but the basic principle of what we're going to do here remains the same. Now, the first thing we're going to do, we're just going to move them over a little. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, over that way. Now, this is where your kind of your starting place is. The horse is off to that side. Now, we're going to ask them to go over to this side, and then we're going to have them come up to this mounting block. That's what we're going to do. And with this horse, because of a few of his issues, we've had to actually, just the way he is, we've actually had to modify things just a tiny bit. I'm doing something with this one I've never done with another horse, even though I've done the same thing before. Okay, so now we want him to go over to the other side. This is getting him ready. Now he's going to just stand here. Come on, you know better. Attaboy. Come on, get over there. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. You're not far enough over yet. Thank you. There we go. Now that he's pretty much straight out from the mounting block, and he's going to try and go behind me, I'm just going to block him with the flag here so he doesn't keep going. He stopped now. That's good. Now we're just going to start guiding him up to the mounting block where we want him. And now a couple of things are going to happen. In most cases, when the horse gets up close to the mounting block, for some reason they swing their tail end out and want to face towards you, and in which case that's not what you want. Now, this is part of what you got to realize is what you want. If the horse doesn't give you what you want, it's going to have to go run a circle over there and back to the other side and start over again. And if you do that enough times, it decides, I'm tired of running around. I'll just stand in one spot where I'm supposed to be. That's the whole goal. It's just like a lot of things you do, is you just want to make the right place a good place, and we're just going to gently lead him up. And this is also one of those things where he's not super good at sending yet, so this doesn't work as good with him. And this is why every step you make with your horse, one thing to another, you have to make sure one's good before you can do the next one. I think I want your back end out just a little, so I'm just going to tap him very lightly with the flag here, just to move his back end out, because he's a little too close to me. I don't want him quite there. There we go. He's getting better. There we go. And, well, I think, oh, there we go. Perfect. Well, this is way too easy. I've only done this with him a couple times, and you can already see he's standing at the mounting block. Now, he's not done yet, though. You're going to have to repeat this process quite a few times. And this is the point at which, once the horse is where it's supposed to be, and as long as it stays where it's supposed to be, you just leave it alone. And then it learns that, hey, that's a good place to be. You know, he doesn't bug me, and might be inclined to give him a treat even, or something like that. And he should also know that if I step down off the mounting block, he's not to move either, because you might want to step down off your mounting block to adjust a stirrup or fix something or straighten something out or do whatever you do before you get on. And you don't really want the horse moving the second you step off the mounting block. So that's another thing is, when I do get down, I'm going to hold on to the lead. I'm not really holding on to it now. It's just laying on his back. But when I do get down, I'm going to hang on to that, because if he steps even one step away from this mounting block, I'm going to chase him off with the flag and make him run back and forth and then do this all over again until he stands where he's supposed to be. Now, he's being a good boy. He's standing exactly where he's supposed to be. This is working way too easy with him. And I know he's never been, the first time I did this was very difficult. It took me a half an hour the first time just to get him to stand in front of the mounting block once. Half hour. It might take you a lot longer than that even. I thought that wasn't too bad. And, well, as you can see, this was the first time. I actually did this once before today, but I turned the camera on thinking that I'd get to show you a little more. And, well, he's being such a good boy. I don't want to show you the rest because, well, like I said, what happens is if the horse isn't exactly where you want him, if he continues to move forward, doesn't stop, or he swings his tail end out, if he's in any position other than where you want him, and right now he's about as good as you can get, but if he was to move, I'd simply start waving the flag hard. I would point that direction. He'd go over there. Then I'd switch hands and point back the other direction, have him go right back around again, and then we'd line him up, and we'd do it all over again. And we'd just keep repeating it. And that's exactly what you're going to have to do. You might have to repeat that same process. Like I said, the first time we did it, it took a half an hour of doing exactly that. Every time he'd come up to the mounting block, tail ended, swing out. No, we just sent him off and back and line him up again, and every time he stopped in the right spot, we left him alone. Every time he moved or did something not right, well, he got to run back and forth until he stopped in the right spot again. And I can't even give you a really good demo because he's just doing this way too good. But it can be that simple. And once you get it really good, and even after it's like this, I'm going to repeat it quite a few more times to the point where all I got to do is throw this mounting block down on the floor and stand on it, and he'll know, oh, I'm supposed to go stand in front of him, because that's the cue, basically. The mounting block, with me on it, that's the cue that's where you're supposed to be. And if you've watched a number of my other videos, like with my little man, you see exactly what happens. I step out in the mounting block, and without even hanging on to a lead or anything else, he just walks right up and stops in exactly the spot he's supposed to be in. Now, this guy probably won't do that yet. I know he won't. Quite sure he won't anyhow. You never know. He's full of surprises, but he probably won't do that. So I'm going to have to repeat this process a number of times. But initially, you're going to keep hold of this lead, though, for the purpose of training. And once you get to the point where he's doing really good, you can actually just throw it on him, get down off the mounting block, and he stays there. If he moves, you very quickly grab the lead. Always have your flag handy, or whatever. I like using a flag. Like I said, in close quarters, I find it works well. And I am in close quarters right now, so this is a good tool for the job. But I'm really sorry I can't do a better demo than that. I'm kind of disappointed. This worked way too well. What a good guy. So anyhow, but all things have to be done in order. In order to do that, I'm actually getting a little bit ahead of myself here. But I wanted to show you this, and it just happens to be it's not going to be very warm for a while. So, but I've said, you got to be able to catch the horse. You got to be able to lead the horse. And before you can do something like that, you got to be able to send the horse, because once you get up to a certain point at the mounting block, you can't reach any further. You have to be able to just point, and the horse is going to step ahead. And with him, his send isn't super good yet, so he doesn't always move ahead when I want him to, although today he's getting really good. But occasionally what I have done with him, in order to get him to take one more step to the exact position I want, is I just quickly turn my flag around and use the handle of it and just tap on the back of his front leg, and that would get him to take a step forward. That's a method that I haven't used before. I haven't needed to, but there's no one right way to do things, and sometimes you gotta get creative, come up with something different. I've never done that before with another horse, but with him I had to. And like I say, every horse is different. There's no one size fits all. But if you want your horse to stand at the mounting block for you, that's basically what you got to do. And if you do it enough times, pretty soon all you got to do is throw the mounting block down, stand on it, and the horse comes, waits for you to get on. Simple as that. So that's about all I can show you. Sorry I can't do any more, but he's just being way too good. Oh well. Have a good day.